the Government Week in Review for the week ending Friday, September 8th, 2023. I am Rakisha St. Louis. In the headlines, Grenada government launches free tuition policy. We'll have details to this story and more after the break.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
Welcome back. Government has fulfilled a promise to ease the financial burden of education for students at NULO and TAMCC with the launch of the free tuition policy. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell describes it as an investment in the youth of the country who will help to shape the future. Government has allocated $2.5 million for the policy that is open to citizens of Grenada or have permanent resident status. We get more in this Sarana Mitchell report.
Government ministers, officials from the Ministry of Education, along with students from the T.A. Marshall Community College, TAMCC, and the New Life organization NULO, as well as well-wishers, gathered at the Grenada Trade Center on Monday for the official launch of the government's free tuition policy. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell says this new policy by his government is geared at investing in the youth of the country who will in turn shape the future of Grenada.
And we recognize that as a small country with limited natural resources, our best, only and greatest asset is you. And therefore we must invest in you. We must give you the opportunity to become who you want to be so that you can shape the future of this island. And I want to say this. The opportunities and types of jobs that you can get and the types of jobs that you can create. And let me say this, the types of jobs that you can create are endless. You don't have to work. And to a large extent, if you're coming to TAMCC and NULO, your goal and your desire should not be to work for anybody. It should be for people to work for you. Because as I said at the beginning, not everybody gets the chance to come to NULO or TAMCC. So if you're coming to NULO or TAMCC and getting a job, I want you to start, or you create a job, or you create a job for yourself, or you create a job for others. That is part of the reason for having this free tuition policy.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Elvis Moraine, states that the free tuition policy empowers the students of the country, provides equal opportunity to access to education and skills development.
This policy is strongly aligns with Grenada's National Sustainable Development Goal Plan, which prioritizes improving access to quality education, creating equitable opportunity for all Canadians. And by providing free tuition for secondary, as we started before, and tertiary education, the policy enhances human capital development and contributes to the overall enhancement of the education in the tri-island state, carriacou and Itimatic.
Principal at the T.A. Marshall Community College, Dr. Ronald Brunton, notes that though registration is not yet completed, the college is recording a small increase in the number of registrants. Requisites for access to the free tuition policy are students must be citizens of Grenada or permanent residents, as well as meet the requirements of acceptance to TAMCC or NULO and the program they wish to enter. Dr. Brunton explains steps being taken by the ministry to minimize wastage of the tuition-free policy.
Through discussion with the Ministry of Education over the past 3 to 4 months, TAMCC was engaged in shaping the policy, commenting on how the program could be implemented at the college, and working out the details to ensure seamless student application and registration processes. The college will continue to monitor and ensure that there is no wastage in the program and that students get the most from their education. Students You will be required to attend classes regularly and maintain a satisfactory grade point average. The college is required to submit records of your academic progress as well as the attendance registers and submit them to the ministry every term. The college will also advise the ministry on how the free tuition program can further benefit the country through specialized programs and short courses designed to address skills shortages in the workforce. Indeed, the college looks forward to the expansion of the free tuition program in the near future to encompass adult learners and those students who are pursuing part-time programs.
Executive Director of NULO, Sister Margaret Yamoa, welcomes the policy, which she says will help many students who have challenges in being able to pay all fees. However, Sister Yamoa encourages students and parents to do their part in making sure that the policy is a success.
And so, does this program that government is rolling out today free parents and guardians from their responsibility? Absolutely no, it doesn't. Government is only coming in to assist. And we have a habit. Sometimes when somebody tries to help you, you know what we usually do? You want to leave everything for that person and just sit back and watch. Now, if we do that, this program is going to fail big time. Why am I saying that? Because your tuition has been paid for you, it in no way gives you the opportunity to say, government paid for me. It's not your money. Because I hear some trainees on sponsorship tell us, when you are following them by their participation, they tell you it's not your money, it's government's money. I just want to ask, I hope my tax is not in this project. Because I don't think this money is falling down from heaven. Manna stopped falling since the days of Moses. And so I am very sure that the money from this project is coming from your pocket and my pocket and everybody else's pocket. And so you cannot say, you are not the one paying for me, government is the one paying for me, and therefore I can do what I want. And I want to reiterate that because Dr. Brunton said that we are supposed to send your performance record to the ministry. But for parents, tuition fee is paid for you, but you still have to pay other fees to enable your child complete either TAMCC or NULO. So please do not go back and change the budget you made before government made this announcement. Keep that budget. All that government is doing is to ease up the pressure on you.
Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Honorable Andy Williams, tells the students they must be ready for the job market and to take advantage of the government's transformative agenda.
This means education and training will need to evolve, and so do you, to fill the space required. In addition, reskilling and upskilling may also be required to align the existing labor force to the job market. Students, you must therefore be ready to take the opportunities and be part of the government transformative agenda.
Government allocated $2.5 million for the free tuition policy. Sarana Mitchell reporting.
The Michaelmas term, which began on Monday, September 4th, ushered in an exciting time for many, those who are either attending school for the first time or have now moved on to secondary institution. Government ministers and senators spent part of the first week visiting and welcoming students and teachers back to the various halls of learning. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell and his cabinet colleagues visited both primary and secondary schools within their constituencies and communities. At the St. David Roman Catholic School, St. Joseph's RC, and Corinth Government School, Prime Minister Mitchell's message of encouragement to the students remained the same: stay focused, have fun learning, and remain respectable.
Continue to make sure that we read every day. Yes? Good. And the other thing I want to encourage you to do is we have the big pasture here. What should we do in the pasture? Play. Play, exactly. We should play, we should run, we should take part in sports to make sure that we are? To make sure that we are? To make sure that we are healthy, exactly. All right, so you are young and you are healthy, and I want you to remain healthy. So I want to make sure that when the teachers say it's time for a little play and it's time for a little sport, that you all take part in the sports, yes?
Minister Adrian Thomas visited the St. Dominic's Roman Catholic School. He too encouraged the students to work hard and remain focused at all times as they strive to be the leaders of the future.
This is the beginning of great things to come. And according to your theme, light your path that others may follow. I am sure you are thinking about following somebody's pathway. I am sure that some of you are thinking about what you want to be. When you live here, when you go to secondary school, you go to Tom CC, you go to university and you study, and I'm sure that you want to be somebody that you have seen in society. I wish you all the best for this school term, and please behave as nice boys and girls.
Senator the Honorable Jonathan Lacrette, on the commencement of the new academic school year, visited all the schools in his constituency and made presentations on behalf of the St. George Northwest Council. The council was established by Senator Lacrette through a democratic voting process by the residents in the various communities, with the objective of having a wider representative body to serve the needs of every community, with a mandate for poverty reduction, community development and empowerment. Senator Lacrette presented checks on the behalf of the council to the Grand Mall Preschool and the Bouchejou Early Childhood Center to the tune of EC $2,000. The Mount Morris Anglican Primary School, Uganda Matters Catholic School, and the TLC Academy each received checks valued at $3,500. The only secondary school in the constituency, Happy Hill Secondary, where Senator Lacrette is a former principal and the vice principal, received a check for $5,500. Here are some of the highlights.
We do have a chairman and an executive, and the chair so graciously obliged for me to be here this morning to present this check of $3,500, to the principal and staff of the Happy Hill Primary School, so that you can use it for assistance throughout the school term. So Mr. Francis, on behalf of the council, God bless you and your staff and your school, and we trust that you're going to have a successful academic school year.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Lacrette, for this donation, and I know it's really going to go a long way because we have lots of things to be done at the school. Once again, on behalf of the staff and the students, thank you very much for such.
I want to present this check for $5,500 to the principal, staff, and students, so that it can assist you in whatever it is that you have to do throughout the term. And I'm very grateful and delighted to do so. So this is the end of my presentation. God bless you.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, madam.
I would, on behalf of the school, all teachers, students, all stakeholders of the Happy Hill Secondary School, I would like to convey special thank you to Senator Lacrette. It's a lot of money, don't you agree?
Yeah.
$5,000. To begin the school year with $5,500 is a really nice surprise. Let us give Senator a round of applause. Senator, again, I'd like to thank you. Quiet, everybody, for your unwavering commitment to this institution. Apart from that, And that's just a sum total of money that we're getting this morning. But Senator has pledged to do much more.
The council felt that seeing that this is the start of the new school year, that a monetary donation to all schools would go a very long way in procuring materials or resources that would help throughout the school term. So on behalf of the St. George Northwest Council, which I head, the chairman is not here this morning because he's also a teacher, so he had to be at his school, but the deputy chair is here. They have given me the permission to go ahead and to present on behalf of the council this check of $2,000 to the initiative preschool.
Grenadian historian and author Dr. Nicole Phillip Dow has officially launched her new history book. The 256-page Collins Junior History of Grenada summarizes the country's rich history, ensuring that the young have a better understanding of the events that define their identity. The book is now part of the school's curriculum for students at upper primary and lower secondary levels. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell received an autographed copy of the book from Dr. Dow. He said her passion for history exhibits a dedication to educating others.
I'm extremely privileged to be part of this event which celebrates the dedicated work of a great Grenadian historian. And even without the book, I dare say that Dr. Dow is well known as one of our most reputed and famous historians. This book will prove to be a portal to our celebrated past and a window to a bright future. Our students will now gain knowledge on Grenada's rich history in print form, and I hope also in electronic form, which will further enrich the teaching in our upper primary and lower secondary classrooms. And I do believe the book will become a medium for sparking thoughtful conversations and discussions, both in and out of our classrooms.
The author expressed her pleasure in once again being able to contribute to the preservation of Grenada's history.
It is indeed my honor and extreme pleasure to write the story of our ancestors for the benefit of our youth. This pioneering work has been a labor of love, not without its challenges, but through perseverance, or stick-to-itiveness, as I like to call it, this goal has become a reality. The launching of this textbook happens in a season of celebration. The launch forms part of the University of the West Indies' 75th anniversary celebrations under the theme, Rooted, Ready, and Rising. We are rooted in our rich Caribbean heritage, ready to meet the challenges, and rising to new opportunities and pathways to lifelong learning. This launch also forms part of Grenada's celebration of its 50th anniversary of independence.
Grenadian-born Dr. Candia Mitchell Hall, lecturer at the Institute of Caribbean Studies at UWI Mona, reviewed the book, stating its framework links each period of history from past to present, making it easy to follow.
Dow's methodological approach is rooted in her quest to stimulate student curiosity in history and encourage an understanding of the interplay between history and identity across different timelines. The book is divided into 7 thematic chapters, unfolding logically from a situated location in the present, then to the colonial, the post-colonial, the revolutionary and post-revolutionary period, to the present. So the present encircles the text, so to speak.
Elvis Moraine, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, delivered remarks on behalf of Education Minister Honorable David Andrew. He said a curriculum guide for the book will soon be established.
That is in fulfillment of one of CARICOM's initiative, that is to have local history taught in our school. Today, the Ministry of Education in Grenada is happy that we have answered the call of CARICOM to do so. We've also started, so it's not just a text, but I'm happy to say as well that the curriculum department has commenced and almost through with developing a curriculum guide for this text.
Governor General Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenade, Honorable Claudette Joseph, Honorable Quince Britton, and other government officials, teachers, and students attended the launch. This is the Government Week in Review. Still to come, 19-seater Twin Otter aircraft launched to service Grenada, Carriacou, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
At the NIS, our team proudly works to support the evolving needs of Grenadians. We have made some changes to our operations and want to keep you informed. Firstly, we are happy to introduce the new unemployment benefit. This benefit will provide an insured person with 50% of his or her former income in the case of sudden unemployment. To support this benefit and other benefits we offer, it was necessary to increase the contribution rate. The contribution rate will increase gradually each year until it reaches 16% in 2031. As always, the contribution will be split between you and your employer. The pensionable age will also increase from 60 to 65 years. This increase will also be gradually reaching age 65 in 2029. Pensioners will continue to be eligible for a pension from age 60, but will receive a reduced payment. The NIS recognizes that the prices of basic customer goods are increasing globally. Therefore, we are happy to also increase the weekly minimum pension payment by 25%. Finally, we have adjusted our survivor's benefit payment to a percentage of the age pension minimum. Widows, widowers, and dependent parents will receive 100% or $58 weekly, while children will receive 50% or $29 weekly of the deceased's pension. We are here to make the transition to these new changes as clear and simple as possible. If you have any questions on how these changes impact you and your family, please contact our new informational hotline at 440-6647 or visit www.nisgrenada.org. Thank you for allowing us to be your social security provider.
Welcome back. Travel between Grenada, Carriacou, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines has become much easier with the launch of the 19-seater Twin Otter aircraft. It will operate on Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. The flight schedule has been strategically designed to cater to the needs of both business and leisure travelers. This ensures that passengers have a wide range of options to suit their travel plans, and the possibility of introducing a daily service is being evaluated. The Government of Grenada understands the importance of providing affordable travel options without compromising on quality, and as such, the Twin Otter's flight route offers competitive pricing. One-way fare Grenada to Carriacou is EC $186.30, and a return fare is EC $372.60. Because the Grenada Twin Otter is part of a combined fleet, whenever there are special events, major festivals, and holidays, additional aircraft can be added to the deal with the demand during busy periods. Government is moving ahead with plans to complete the Molyneux land slippage project early in 2024, following delay due to continued movement of the embankment. Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Honorable Andy Williams, explained that a new project design was developed as a result of falling debris from the slopes. The new design, he said, was done to ensure a more long-term plan was formulated for the road and the area, which the engineers are satisfied with.
Part of the redesign had to do with adding more piles to the road. So the piles are on the port now. We cleared some already, and we are in the process of clearing the others. When the pile is when we have completed clearing the piles, then you can look at work being started on the road. But basically, we had to do that because, you know, if we had went with the first design, it would not have been proper. And we wanted to do a proper work on the Molyneux Road so that we do not have to go back there again, you know, to do anything. So right now we are confident that the engineers who redesigned the project did a proper job, and in my opinion, it's a better design than the first one. We are aiming to complete the project in Molyneux in January coming. It costs a little more, but we think it's all for the better good of the project and the road.
Minister Williams encouraged residents to be patient with the process.
We plan to speak with people in the area. We had a meeting with the Ministry of Infrastructure, and that was part of the plan that we had. So I will say in the upcoming weeks, in the next week or two, you will see us on the ground speaking to the residents in the area. But we want to know, we want the people to know, to rest assured that we are working, hard to get the road going again. And so just bear with us. We are putting a proper plan in place for the road so that the road could be a road that will last a longer time. And let me just say that part of the redesign have piles that we are putting in the ground, in the hard surface of the ground, that will be, and the road will be built on top of those piles. So in that case, the road will be solid and not dependent on the slope or the gravel that will cause it to slide again. So this plan is a proper plan that we are putting in place, so just bear with us. And at the end of it, we will be satisfied, I promise you that.
The Molyneux Road was closed in 2021. The Mount Kuma Road was constructed to serve as the main bypass road while the project is ongoing. In just 1 week, 589 Grenadian students benefited from oral health services as part of the inaugural Seal Grenada Schools Dental Project. More in this Kevil Frederick report.
According to data received by the Ministry of Health, there were 2,889 dental sealants, a total of 501 fluoride treatments, 41 fillings, and 23 extractions over the week-long exercise. And as the 2023 program came to an end last Friday, Grenada's Minister for Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs, Senator the Honorable Jonathan Lockrett, said,
"This is an excellent precursor to our school health program, which starts in September, because school starts as of Monday, God's willing. And our primary healthcare team has put together our school health program, which will include this year an oral component. So this is an excellent precursor to the school health program, which will start very soon, sometime in September."
The Health Minister also used the opportunity to thank the volunteers and all those who made the 2023 Great Shape 1000 Smiles and Seal Grenada project a success.
We want to express our profound gratitude and appreciation for the philanthropic work that you do across the entire world, and also to say thank you to you for coming to Grenada and for remembering Grenada and for the partnership that we have. We trust that this partnership is going to continue to be a sustained partnership so that we can have the oral health of our nation taken care of. So thank you very much from our Prime Minister, Cabinet of Ministers and whole of government. We want to say thank you to you and safe journey back. You're welcome.
Meanwhile, there were 1,096 people accessing the services at the National Stadium over the 2-week period from August 21 to September 1st, 2023. Of that total, 633 x-rays, 580 extractions, 380 fillings, 304 cleanings, 57 fluoride treatments, 16 root canals, and 4 sealants were conducted. Reporting, I am Kevil Frederick, Senior Health Promotions Officer, Public Information and Communications Officer, Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs, and the GIS.
This is the Government Week in Review. When we return, fund launched to address major developmental issues.
Have you noticed an increase or decrease in your electricity bill? You know that changes in the fuel and non-fuel rates affect your bill. You should also be aware that changes in household activities affect your bill. Ask yourself these questions. Have the rates changed? Have there been more people at your home? Have your children been on holiday? Have you used your fan or air conditioning unit more often to beat the heat? Are any of your electrical appliances or equipment faulty? Have you added any new appliances such as transformers, water heaters, or pumps? Make it a habit to understand any changes on your electricity bill. For more factors that affect your bill, visit www.grenlec.com. Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Welcome back. Up to 100,000 Canadian dollars can be awarded to local organizations in Grenada and 7 Caribbean countries to fund and address key developmental issues with the launch of the Local Engagement and Action Fund, LEAF. Grenada, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, and Dominica officially launched the initiative on Thursday. The launch took place at the Radisson Beach Resort and had a virtual presence of other eligible countries. The Local Engagement and Action Fund is the grant under the Field Support Services Project Caribbean, which is funded by Global Affairs Canada. LEAF gives support to organizations to develop initiatives on issues in relation to gender equality, human rights, climate change, and biodiversity, among other areas. LEAF's coordinator, Bridget Barrett, providing an overview of the grant funding to eligible countries.
Under LEAF, there are 2 types of projects. What we call short-term, which is 6 to 12 months, and this is 20,000 to 50,000 Canadian dollars. Now, as we've been saying since the start, and I believe the High Commissioner mentioned, that we want to support on-the-ground grassroots organizations. And so the short-term grant, if you're operating for 2 years, you're welcome to apply. Sometimes it's the larger NGOs that sometimes get the funding, correct? And so LEAF wants to really support some of the smaller grassroots organizations who have been doing excellent work. That second bullet looks very lovely, right? Limited or no experience. Have you ever heard of that under any grant mechanism? No experience? To get experience, you have to get some experience. And so with LEAF, we're not going to be holding this against you. You're operating for 2 years, sometimes out of your pocket, sometimes running around and begging, right? But you've never had a grant mechanism, and then we're going to say, this is a criteria. How comes, right? So no experience or limited experience.
Honorable Philip Telesford, Minister for Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs, stressed the importance of aiding vulnerable sectors. The minister advised organizations to seize the opportunity.
Our country depends on small business. It depends on initiatives like these. It depends on gender equality and making a place for the marginalized in our society. These programs are extremely important because it hits to the core, the very soul of our society. I want to admonish the NGOs and all the other groupings that are here this morning to be part of this program. I want to admonish you that you should spare no effort in making full use of this opportunity.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security, Colin McQuilkin, endorsed the project.
Development projects play a critical role in helping to address some of the many unique challenges and opportunities we face as small island developing states. Grant funding opportunities are welcomed, as such opportunities are of profound importance in fostering development and serve as catalysts for progress, innovation, positive change, and transformation. Grant funding is pivotal in addressing social and economic inequalities while creating a space that contributes to empowering marginalized individuals, communities, societies, and countries.
The grant mechanism is available from 2023 to 2026. Annual proposal calls will be made throughout that time. World Suicide Prevention Day, commemorated each year on September 10th, aims to focus attention on suicide, reducing stigma, and raising awareness among organizations, governments, and the public, giving a singular message that suicide is preventable. The theme of 2023, Creating Hope Through Action, reflects the need for collective action to address this urgent public health issue. Local officials have planned a number of activities to continue to raise awareness across the country, including a church service on Sunday, according to organizer Serana Mitchell.
Bishop Harvey was welcoming enough to allow us to come to the cathedral to start with, with prayer, with worship. So we'll be there at 8 o'clock for 8 o'clock Mass at the cathedral. And of course, our brother here is going to give us a short sharing, Dexter Mitchell, because the word people need to hear. They need to see a face. They need to see that he went there. It did not end him, but this is a part of his life that is most fruitful. So yes, we're going to be at the cathedral. On the 15th, there is going to be a candlelight vigil in St. Andrew, and we're calling to people in the St. Andrew area to come out, get your candles. It's to raise awareness for people to know that the candle is a symbol of light, of hope, and we would march, we'd walk, and at the end we would have a little ceremony.
Activities continue with a round-table discussion next Wednesday, which aims to provide an open platform for everyone to share their concerns and hold discourse on what is needed to assist those dealing with thoughts of suicide.
So if you have questions, like today we're talking, and you might be sitting down and be asking yourself, what if, maybe if, or you might have something to share, something that could help us make the awareness, make it more, fruitful. So we want to reach you, but we want you to come, we want you involved. That's the most important thing.
Senior Health Promotions Officer in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs, Kevin Frederick, is making an appeal to students, teachers and principals to reach out to the professionals who can help them deal with the pressures that come with the start of a new school year.
I am appealing to the different PTAs out there. Reach out. We have people in our midst who had the experiences. So I know that if you reach out, we have Dexter, we have Serana and others who can be willing to actually come and spend 15 minutes with you and talk to you about the importance of what is bothering you, and even teachers, because it is a stressful environment dealing with students coming from different walks of life. And teachers themselves, they have their own bucket of stress to manage. So teachers, feel free to speak to Dexter, feel free to speak to me, feel free to even call Serana, get some information. If you want a one-on-one, or a group session, we can help to facilitate that, because as Dexter said, we don't want to be talking about you in the afterlife. Now is the time when we can be speaking to you and help you throughout that journey.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives is receiving support from the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization and the Windward Island Research and Education Foundation, WINDRIF, at St. George's University to support the growth and development of the local fishing industry through capacity building. Safety at Sea training is one of the activities that is executed under the project Practical Climate Change Adaptation in Fisheries Interventions in Grenada. The initiatives are aimed at equipping local boaters with information to promote rules of the road, coastal navigation, seamanship, and boat handling, among other areas. 19 boaters from St. George formed the second batch of trainees, as the partners recently concluded similar training on the sister isle.
This training is about helping you to manage yourself better at sea, to helping you reduce or mitigate against the risk. If we want to benefit from that resource, not for ourselves, but the generations to come, we have to manage it properly. And whatever we do, we have to conduct ourselves properly, responsibly. And so I want to encourage you, as you graduate and as you receive your level 2 captaincy certificate, I want to wish you all the best, and I want to wish you further development. Yes, I want to, Mr. Rennie, stress the point of your management with your finance. That is a very serious area for us. Because from the ministry side, we will continue to make investment in the fisheries sector.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives, Aaron Francois. According to Dr. Trevor Noel, Deputy Director of WINDRIF, the expected result of this project component is to have fishing captains trained to a minimum standard in safety at sea.
In this training of 100 fishers, there are 4 women represented, 2 from Carriacou and 2 from Petit Martinique. On returning to the mainland of Grenada, in particular St. George Parish, we congratulated 19 persons here today, with 1 woman amongst them. Well done to the fishers from St. George, right? Well done, right? We at WINDRIF would like to recognize the efforts and courtesies extended by the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, Honorable Adrian Thomas, P.S. Aaron Francois, Chief Fisheries Officer Justin Rennie, and you, all the members of the fishing community. In addition, Mr. Roland Baldeo, the program coordinator who has championed the cause of advancement of the fisher folk in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique over these 3 programs. As we close on the completion of this 3rd consecutive program, it opens our minds to different possibilities. And WINDRIF stands ready to be of service and collaborate with this government and others in implementing further fisheries development projects.
The hosting of last week's training was supported by the European Union-funded Biodiversity Support for ACP Coastal Environments Project. Project Manager Norma Cherry-Fevrier explains that this helps to support and protect the livelihoods of fishermen.
Fisheries-related livelihoods and proper management of marine and coastal biodiversity are high priorities for OECS member states, including Grenada. It is our hope that at the end of this training, your ability to safely and competently plan for fishing expeditions, manage a fishing vessel, and return to land or shore with abundant catches has been enhanced. Further, your appreciation for marine biodiversity, conservation, and the sustainable use of coastal resources has also been sharpened, so that you too can play a role in ensuring that our rich resources are available for generations to come.
Commander of the Coast Guard Superintendent Watson Edwards, who served as one of the training facilitators, commended this initiative.
I think that this training has been a fruitful one. I have been around with the fisheries officer and all those who has been given that training throughout the island of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. For me, this course is very ideal for all of you. I think for those who are now becoming fishery captains and those who are already captains, I think that will enhance your performance. And it's just like a refresher course. So it will refresh you and give you the ability to continue to do what is right.
Fishers within other parishes will receive the opportunity to be trained as well. The trainings are scheduled to end on September 15th. At the end of the training, participants who meet the minimum training standards will be issued with a Level 2 fishing captain's permit. That story ended the week in review. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, I am Rakisha.